Last month at the Skarstedt Gallery in the Upper East Side, I found myself standing before Andy Warhol's Birth of Venus, just one of many iterations. It was part of Who is Who, an exhibition exploring Warhol's deep fascination with art history, his reinterpretations of the great masters, his playful but deliberate disruption of high and low culture. This piece, with its muted purple backdrop and electrified green and gold strands of Venus's hair, felt at once familiar and entirely new. Warhol took Botticelli's Renaissance ideal of beauty and transformed it into something modern, something undeniably Warhol. Warhol's Birth of Venus comes from his Details of Renaissance Paintings series from 1984, where he isolated fragments of classical masterpieces and reimagined them through the language of pop art. Here, Venus, the goddess of love and sensuality, is no longer emerging from the sea, but from Warhol's screen printing process, flattened, vibrant, larger than life. This exhibition, Who is Who, placed Warhol in direct conversation with the masters he admired. By appropriating their imagery, he wasn't just honoring them. He was inserting himself into their legacy. The irony? His works, produced through mass reproduction, question the very idea of artistic singularity and timeless genius. And yet, in standing before Birth of Venus, I felt its singular power, a blend of past and present, beauty and commercialism, divinity and celebrity. Let's go beyond just looking. Let's experience it fully. Sight. Take in her gaze. Is it distant, intimate, knowing? The colors. How does the rich green with gold and red strands of her hair contrast with the muted purple background? Does the texture of the screen print make her feel more ethereal or more tangible? Are you drawn more to the blocks of color or more to the outlines, such as the gold tracing of her eyes? Touch. If you could reach out, what would you feel? The cool, smooth surface of the silk screen? The layered ink adding just a slight resistance beneath your fingertips? Would Venus's hair feel light and weightless or thick and heavy with movement? Smell. Imagine stepping into the world of this painting. What scents arise for you? The crisp, salty breeze of the sea where Venus was born? The ink used in Warhol's printmaking process? Or something more intimate, like the warm, powdery scent of skin and perfume? Sound. Can you hear anything in this image? The whisper of wind through flowing hair? The distant hum of an artist's studio? The static of creativity filling the air? Taste. If this image had a flavor, what would it be? The sweetness of a ripe peach, the saltiness of an ocean, or perhaps something more unexpected? You can also consider things like, what season might this be? Or what kind of song would be fitting for this interpretation of Venus? And last but not least, how does this piece make you feel? Does the artwork have an emotion? Standing before Birth of Venus at Skarstedt Gallery, I wasn't just looking at a Warhol. I was seeing the echoes of Botticelli, of art history itself. But I was also feeling something. A reminder that art isn't static. It shifts. It reinvents itself. It invites us to engage in ways beyond the intellectual. That's why I believe in experiencing art with all the senses. It's a form of meditation, a way to slow down, to let beauty imprint itself on you. So the next time you're in a gallery, don't just glance, Pause, breathe it in, let your senses guide you, and see what unfolds. And of course, revisit it time and time again.